Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're good. I've got a very special and exciting guest today. I'm joined by Sunshine, who obviously is a big United fan, and we all know the big game coming up at the weekend. And we will be previewing the game as well. But yeah, how are you doing? It's obviously good to have you back on my channel again. And how are you sort of feeling going into the new season?
Well, thanks for having me, Juan. I'm always excited to talk to you. So, I'm just excited for football to be back in general, like league
Yeah.
wise. It's funny because it feels like it comes by so fast because we have so much football in the summer now, but it feels like we're getting back into our rhythm because football is here. So, I'm excited. I'm excited, I think.
Yeah, it's hard to know, isn't it? You hope it does go off well, but yeah, it's like you said, there's been so much football on in the summer anyway, so there's definitely been so much going on. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the game. But first of all, obviously, I just wanted to talk to you a bit about the transfer window. Obviously, for United, have you been happy with the window so far? Are there any other players or positions you want United to strengthen in?
Yeah, so I think definitely the biggest concern that I have is our midfield.
Yeah.
Obviously, our goalkeeper is another position, but I think most important for me to fix is the midfield. So if we could get Baleba, then I would be super happy with this transfer window. I think he would help our midfield tremendously. And so for me, it's the midfield, and then if we can, then a goalkeeper. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what else like you guys are gonna do in the window. I think you've done really good. I think you've definitely improved in the attacking sense. And I think obviously there's still plenty of time anyway to make any changes as well to the team. But obviously you guys know for Arsenal, I think that we've had a good window. I just think we could do with maybe another player or two. I think that'd be great. Obviously we did speak about it on your channel yesterday, but I did want to get your thoughts on like the Eze situation because at the moment nothing's really developed. It just seems as though Spurs are interested in Eze. Obviously Arsenal need to sell some players before we want to put a bid in. But do you think he's going to go to Spurs? Like, what do you make of the whole Eze situation?
Yeah, it's quite interesting. I don't know if there were any updates today on Eze, but I think it's just going to come down to like who can
Yeah,
maybe bid the most first. Um, and for Eze, I mean, I think he has two options, right? I think with Spurs, he would have the potential to start immediately. With Arsenal, I think he'd have a little bit more competition maybe to start. What do you think on that? Do you agree or no?
yeah. I think it would be harder for him to get in Arsenal's team because Odegaard. I mean, I think because he's the captain, I think the captain always has to start really.
Yeah.
So, and to be honest, with Odegaard, it's a really interesting one because I mean, he had a bad season, but I think before. He was really good. Obviously, as a player, I mean, the captain situation, it's really hard because I think with Eze, I think if he got into this team, he would have done more than what Odegaard's done. But I think Odegaard is still a great player, and like you said, if he goes to Spurs, he probably would get in the team there. Whereas at Arsenal, it's a lot harder. I mean, we could
Yeah.
potentially put him on the left, but and we've got Madueke, you've got Martinelli as well. So yeah, I think if he came to Arsenal, I would just find a way to get him in the team somewhere. It would be hard though, as you said, because Odegaard's there, and Odegaard is obviously going to be under a lot of pressure as well because I think when you're the captain, there's always that pressure as well. But I think because he's had such a poor season, I think he's under even more pressure. I just wanted to big up the chat as well. Obviously, you guys do subscribe here to Sunshine Channel. Um, Big up to James who says United have a better front three than us just because we don't have a proper left winger. That's an interesting one. Obviously there's no updates on Eze. Do you feel like at the moment your front three is better than ours? Because I think for me, with Gokeres and Saka, I think that's a very strong sort of attack, but it's the left where a lot of us fans are a little bit worried about because I think to myself, I mean, if Madueke is on the left, he's been
Yeah.
good in pre-season, but I think the left is definitely our weakness.
Yeah. I would say winger wise, in terms of the way Amorim lines things up, I prefer Cunha and Mbumo. I really do like Saka though, so I honestly would take him if I could. I think Saka's really good, and I think sometimes he just gets disrespected a bit. So I think obviously you have class there in Saka. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
Striker wise, I prefer Gyökeres. So it's quite interesting because I feel like you guys might have the better number 9 option, but I prefer our 2 10s, which it's weird how he sets things up. So it's not they're not technically, I mean, they're wingers, but it's hard to, to kind of compare them, I guess. But that's what I would say. I would say you guys have the better striker, but I prefer Cunha and Mbumo where they are.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's really crazy with like the whole striker situation, because I remember when I did videos at the start when we were looking at Sesko, and obviously now we've got Gyökeres. I think a lot of us are quite happy with Gyökeres, and I think the problem is where we are, Gyökeres would suit us, because obviously with a Sesko, obviously you guys do want to maybe get top 6, top 4 even, and I think he's a good player to get you there. But I think with us, because we have to win the league, we have to win something big. It's Gyökeres. I hope Gyökeres can obviously step up and do that, but also we never know how both of them are going to do. Obviously, they're coming to a new league as well. It's going to be interesting to see how they do. Obviously, big up to Aldi as well. Good to see you all in the chat. Obviously, guys, let me know how you're feeling about the game, which we'll be speaking about now. I mean, honestly, as we said, I think the season has just come by like so quick. But at the moment with the window, how do you feel going into the game? Because I generally think it'll be a really close game. Like, I don't think it'll be like a comfortable win. I think it's going to be really tough.
Yeah, no, I know that there's a lot of people hyping this game up, but genuinely, I feel like it's going to be it's one of two things. I personally think it'll be kind of a dud, and that's why I went with the draw. Or it could be, like you said, a tough game where it's good, but it's still tough on both sides. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like someone looks much better than the other. So personally, I'm thinking that it's going to be kind of slow. You guys don't really perform well at Old Trafford anyway. And so that's why I'm thinking it'll probably be a draw. I think for United, that's probably the best worst case scenario is to draw with you guys. Because I'd prefer a win, obviously. But I think it could be a draw, personally.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really close. I know that in recent, maybe last season, example, you guys have beaten us as well at the FA Cup, and there's been so many moments where even though we've probably been better in the league on the table, but it's always a competitive game. Obviously, there's a lot of history behind it and all sorts. But yeah, I kind of feel similar. Like, I mean, of course, I would love Gyökeres to get a hat trick. I'd love that to happen. But I think it'll be an exciting game. But obviously, we'll have to see. 2-2. That would be so stressful though for both of us watching.
I know.
As well. I hope it's not one of those games where it's so stressful. But yeah, I think. Obviously, I feel quite excited to see. Obviously, I said Sesko United, and obviously, Gyökeres. Oh, I hope it isn't 3-3. I pray to God. I can deal with that. Yeah, I think we'll either nick it 2-1, or it'll just be like a draw as well. But yeah, which sort of out of your signings, which sort of players do you expect to maybe stand out the most in this game?
I would say, for lack of repetition, Cunha and Mbumo. Like, I mean, I don't know if you haven't watched our preseason, it's very clear that they make a huge impact on our attack. So I'm interested to see how that they will handle you guys defensively.
Yeah.
And I would potentially say maybe having Ahmad and Dorgu on the wing backs. Dorgu's been really solid for us. So I think those two mixed with Cunha and Mbumo could cause some issues, but again, we are lacking in the midfield, so that's where we could, we lose the ball a lot. We're not good at our connections, I guess, our link up play when it comes to that aspect, so that worries me. I would also say, James said you win it on the midfield. We could also lose it on set pieces. We had a couple set pieces in preseason where we're not man marking correctly, and we all know Arsenal is very good at that. And then you add someone like Gyökeres, who says he's not a good header, but clearly that could not be the case, right? So I think those are the two weaknesses that could hinder us when it comes to the game. And then, of course, our goalkeeper is not that solid. So,
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? I think as well, like I always say with the new signings for any team, it will take time to adjust, but I'm interested to see how quickly some of them will do, will adapt really quickly. I mean, obviously with Gyökeres, I'd hope that I don't expect him to score the first game. Like, I don't expect him to score every game. I think if he got a goal, then that's great. But obviously with Arsenal and the midfield is different as well. Obviously Zubimendi has done quite good, so it's a tough one. I'm excited for the game. I think we'll probably see a lot of the signings stand out. To be honest, we've both got quite a few new players as well. But yeah, I'm really excited. I've got a question here for you. I just thought I'd bring this up. As a United fan, what do you think? How is Amron doing? Make his team play at least during the international stages of the season? Is it going to be a more counter-attacking side or something else?
no, we're not very good with transition and anything like that. I think he's going to play the football. He has really attacking midfielders. So, I mean, not midfielders, wing backs. And so I feel like he's going to kind of do similar to what he's done in preseason. He does like to be aggressive. So I think, when we get the ball, he wants to really utilize the wing backs. We do not push forward in the middle at all. And that's a huge issue, but that's because we're weak there. So for me, and again, we're not good on counter-attacking. It depends on where we get the ball. I'll just say that. If we get it in the midfield, it's not happening. So I think Amram's just going to do what he's done so far until maybe he gets a Baleba, and then that could change. It could completely change how we go forward and everything. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I'm really interested, obviously, to see how you guys do. I mean, last season, you got to Europa League final. You obviously didn't have the best sort of position in the league. But what would you say you're expecting this season? Do you think it's about winning something? Do you think it's just about maybe finishing in a relatively good position, like top 4, top 6?
Yeah, so right now, I'm saying 6th to 10th, with 6 being like the best outcome with what we have right now. So 6th to 10th is where I'm hoping to finish. And then a domestic cup, whether that's the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup, would be best. And then, of course, if we get, 6th to 7th, or probably 6th, hopefully that gets us into the Europa League or something with the team that we have now. If we get the transfers we're supposed to, then I'm expecting way more. Way more.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you've had a good window so far, and maybe you might bring in more players as well. But I think top 6, I think that'd be a good season in the sense where you were. I mean, you've had it quite different last season. Obviously, where you finished in the league wasn't obviously where United should be finishing. So I do think if you finish there, that would be a relatively good season. And of course, if you guys won like an FA Cup or League Cup, I think that would be pretty good, to be honest with you, considering where you were last season. But obviously, I wanted to ask you a bit about Arsenal because you obviously know when I've been chatting with you that we have to win something.
Yeah.
As someone outside of Arsenal, like obviously the window's still open, but how do you see us doing? Do you think we'll finish second again? Do you think we'll be able to win something?
I think if you get Eze, that helps tremendously. I think you definitely would want somebody like that. I've always said that I think Arsenal could win the league if they got a striker, and I think a lot of your fan base has said that as well. So you've been in contention for winning the league for a couple of years now, right?
Yeah.
So with that striker in place, you got to make a run for it. The only issue is I don't know if you can because of who your manager is. Yeah. So I think it's honestly just going to come down to Arteta and how he manages. I think that's the most important thing, and injuries. So if you can manage in a way to help with those injuries, I think you guys could have a good shot. I really do, because let's be real, like you guys are always right there.
Yeah.
And I think if you can get if Gyökeres can turn up, think about it. If Gyökeres puts in the GA that he did last year at Arsenal this year,
Yeah,
You're cooking something there. You have to really agree that you're cooking something there.
that's the thing, because with like Gokras, I don't like expect him to get the amount of goals that he did at Sporting. Like I don't expect him to get that amount, because in the league it's more competitive. It's completely different. But
Yeah.
I don't honestly know how many goals I think he could get, but I do. I think, as you've mentioned, Arsenal have needed a striker for the longest time, and obviously with a striker in now, I do think we'll do much better. I do agree with you about Arteta. I think he's a good manager, and we said a lot of times he's been so close to getting us over the line. It's just like his tactics or managing players' minutes, stuff like that. I think he could improve on. But yeah, I mean, a score prediction here. Oh my god, I would love it to be 4-0. I don't think it would be 4-0. I'd be very surprised.
Pick up Renee.
Yeah, obviously be up to chat. I just want to go through your stuff. United's issue will be at midfield. If they can manage to get transitional counter attack, they can cause problems. Yeah, I do completely agree. Where do you think in the Premier League table finish Man United or Arsenal? Do you know if United? I think I can't remember what I actually put as my prediction, but I think you guys will finish quite high, to be honest.
I hope.
Do you know? I don't remember what I put. I don't know if I put you guys in the top 6. I completely forgot about the prediction yesterday.
I don't remember. I don't think.
I think we'll get top
6. 4. I don't think you did though.
Yeah, yeah. I think we'll. Where do you think Arsenal will finish? Like at the moment, I think second.
So I think I had Arsenal 3rd. I think I went Liverpool, City, Arsenal. I think.
Yeah.
And let's be real, if City end up getting Rodrigo, and then if they do end up getting Donnarumma, then yeah, I'm sorry, like it could be.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm also hoping that Liverpool don't get Isak as well, because that whole situation is so messy. Like, I think it'll be. It's hard. I think, like you said, I think if we had Eze, I'd probably go into the season a lot more confident. But I think because we're maybe missing another player, it's a bit hard. Maybe it's too early for now, but would love to hear your starting lineups along the live. Yeah, we'll definitely. I'll obviously do Reliant for Arsenal and Sunshine if you want to can do it for United. But imagine United finishing 10th or 7th and Arsenal finish second. It wouldn't surprise me if we finish second again. I mean, it's hard because on paper, second best in the league isn't the worst thing, but for us Arsenal fans, we're tired of finishing second. It's just very predictable, and you want to be able to attract these big players. And I think if you just failing and finishing second, you won't be able to get those bigger players. And I know we've got Gokras, you have got big players, but I think we just need to win stuff for me. Obviously, if you want to read the lineup, you'd probably pick for the game on Sunday if you have a United lineup you want to go for.
Yeah, I think I do. I'm just trying to think because I don't think Šeško starts. So with that in mind, I might put either Cunha and Mbeumo in the 9.
Yeah.
And then so let me pick one. Let's put Cunha in the 9. And then you have Mbeumo and Bruno in the 10s. I have Ahmad on the left. Ahmad on the right, sorry. Dorgu on the left. And then I think I'm gonna put Mainu and Ugarte in the middle, in the pivot. I think Onana's in goal. And then I would go Heaven, De Ligt, Euro in the back.
That'd be good. I think that's a good attacking lineup as well. Yeah, that's good. Let me obviously, guys, comment down below what you make of the United lineup Sunshine's put out. Yeah, I think, to be fair, with Arsenal in pre-season, we have played quite a strong lineup, and I think that could be similar. Obviously, the game we won the other day, but yeah, I mean, for us, I wouldn't be surprised if Havertz started, but obviously, I wouldn't start Havertz.
No way.
Yeah.
You think?
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, Gokras has been starting, so I think maybe Gokras will start. But I don't know because Havertz came on and obviously got a great finish the other day, and I think to myself, is Arteta going to be thinking maybe to start him? I think with Havertz, he'll probably be someone that will come on off the bench, I think, in this
Yeah.
game. I hope so anyway, because I don't think I think Havertz has had his time being that starter, but I still think Havertz has got a good role in this team anyway. But yeah, obviously I'd go Gyökeres, Saka, maybe Madueke on the left. I mean,
Yeah.
Martinelli, possibly. I mean, Martinelli has been a bit predictable, and I think his end product is a little bit something he struggles with. But I would go with Madueke because I think he came on the other day. He gave us that,
He did.
good. He was really good. He actually did more than what I expected, to be
Yeah.
honest.
I think he surprised a lot of you guys, actually. I mean, he surprised me for sure.
Yeah, I was like, "Who is this guy?" I was like
Yeah.
surprised at how good he was. So I think having someone that's got, fresh energy and he's happy to be here, I think that'll definitely help the team. Midfield wise, I think we're just probably going to go Odegaard, Zubimendi, and Declan Rice, which obviously I've got no problem with. But yeah, defensively, everyone I've spoken to a lot of people, and everyone's sort of torn at left back, whether or not to go for Lewis Skelly or Calafiori. But I don't know. I mean, we've been playing Lewis Skelly though, so I don't know why we would change that
Yeah.
really.
I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's young and he has mistakes, but I think he's just developing, and he's better. He probably would be better in midfield, but at the moment at left back is sort of where he is. Obviously, Saliba and Gabriel will be there, and then right back's interesting because obviously Ben White's been getting more minutes, but I'd stick with Timber. I love Timber. I think he's consistent, so I hope to see that. And obviously Ryan goal, but yeah, obviously that's my lineup. That's obviously Sunshine's lineup for United. Liverpool wins the league, City is second. I wouldn't be surprised if we came third or second. I wouldn't. I want Liverpool to win the league to tribute. Yeah, that'd be nice to Jota. That would be nice. I do agree though about Odegaard. I think he has to do more. Odegaard needs to do more this season. Can't get away with what he did. Do you think with Odegaard, do you think his captaincy is like in doubt? Because it's really interesting that obviously he wasn't ever my first choice captain, but I think these last few seasons he's actually done good. But last season he's just been really poor. Do you think he'll stay the captain, or do you think anything will change next season?
Yeah, captains are really difficult because I just wonder what's the criteria, because I feel like it could be different for each club, obviously. So if you go to on-pitch performance, I don't think Odegaard obviously has been that for you. I can even say the same sometimes for Bruno, with some hesitation, because I think Bruno does step up sometimes when we need him, whereas I don't think Odegaard really does that. So it just depends. Like, I don't know what he does off the pitch. Like, maybe he's just like a really good guy. I don't know, but I have to say that it has to be a bit of both. Like, you have to have somebody on that pitch who's going to rally the troops and have that composure in those moments where you need to calm down. And like, I think Virgil, he does that very well. And that's something that I like about Virgil, is like, he's not scared to like get on the players. I think he leads them well. And so I don't think that's Odegaard for you guys, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I agree. I think Declan Rice would be a great captain. I've always said.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think with Declan, I mean, obviously at the time, I think Gabriel Magalhaes defensively, he's great, and I think he'd be a great captain as well. But I think with Declan Rice, I think for England in general, I think he's just that guy. I mean, for example, I know it's just one game, but that Madrid game, I just thought like he has took this and he's won that game for us. I just felt like, wow, by that. So obviously for me, I think that, and I think as well, like with Odegaard, don't get me wrong, there's been times where he scored and helped us, but I think Declan Rice gets us through tough moments. And I think with Odegaard, as someone said in the chat, he doesn't score enough as well. I think that's his biggest problem as well.
And the thing is with Declan Rice, and I know everyone does have perfect games, I get that, but 9 times out of 10, even if Declan Rice doesn't score, he's usually still contributing positively to the team. Whereas Odegaard sometimes can be a huge black hole and like just a negative when he's not doing anything. Like he really hinders you guys sometimes, like more than helps you, unfortunately.
Yeah, I do think as well that he's going to have a big season ahead. I think that he's got to step up if he is the captain. And don't get me wrong, pre-season he's actually done pretty good. I've been happy with his performances. I know he's not really scored much in the games, but I just think he looks more like he used to be with how he was playing. So I do think that he has to have a big season. I do think Martinelli as well. Martinelli is someone that obviously Trossard potentially, I think Trossard's going to leave, to be honest. So I think Martinelli's got to step up as well. I just want to read out this. So if you want question, do you want Mikel in or out? I think at the moment, I think the silverware thing is on my mind. Obviously, if we'd won a few trophies here and there, like say 3 FA Cups or 2 League Cups, something like that, I'd be fair enough. You know, we've won stuff, we've challenged, but I think at the moment I'm sort of in the middle. It depends on the season as well. I think if we finish second again, then I would feel a bit deflated. We've had a lot of time with Arteta and he's had so many windows, so I think he's running out of time, to be honest. But what do you think, Sunshine? Do you think that he should go? I mean, I'm sort of in the middle, but it's really difficult because we got to a semi-final Champions League, which is great, but again, we're not winning anything, so it's just a really difficult situation.
Yeah, I mean, as a rival, I think I'd want him to stay as long as possible, but as somebody who you know, kind of you have an idea of what it takes to win, he's just not that guy. Like I just don't understand, I think, how he's gotten so much grace from your board and like the higher up Arsenal, because like if anything, I could list like 3 or 4 Arteta excuses like off the top of my head, talking about like a ball or the point spread, it's the small margins, and if someone wasn't playing, we would have won the league, or like I just feel like I hear more excuses from him than like finding solutions to fix things to get a trophy. So I feel like you guys say this every season, and like some Arsenal fans will be like, if he doesn't get a trophy this season, he has to go. But then they go back on that, and then we're at the next season, they say the same thing again. So you have to win something, like especially now because you got a striker. You guys are a good team. There's no excuse for you to not get anything. There's just not. You're really good. So that's just my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I agree. It's the same excuses happening. I think to myself, like, you can't make any excuses now. I mean, last season as well, I generally think we didn't win the league because injuries were a little part, but I just think we didn't do the right business in the summer. I don't think we should have brought in, maybe if we brought in like Sesko then or someone else then, it would have been different. And then we were looking at Sesko last season and then we stopped looking at him and then that happened. So I think last summer I think that was a failure. I think
so too.
I mean, Marino, Calafiori, I know we got Sterling, but it was just one of the worst we've had in a while. So yeah, I do agree. Yeah, I do think though, obviously I will say maybe 20% is, referees, and maybe another 20% might be an injury, but I do think a big part of it is the summer window or the January window. So yeah, I do agree Arsenal need to just not make excuses. And I think you made a good point about the board as well, because with the board, it's like they've given him this sort of support. I mean, with Emery, I do think Emery lost the dressing room. Emery definitely needed to go, but he never got the money. I remember at the time he wanted like Zaha, he got Pepe, and then other things like that. And I think to myself, like, Emery, is shown he's a good manager. Maybe he wasn't the right fit for Arsenal, but if he would have gotten the backing as well, things could have been different for him. And Arteta's had a lot of money. He's had a lot of windows, and I think it's really now or never if he's going to win stuff. So it's a tough one because it's like we're almost there, but we're sometimes far away from achieving that. So I just hope we get over that line. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have that striker. Think about it, Sophie. You have the striker right now. You do, outside of maybe Haaland. Like, I would say Gyökeres is like, and obviously you have like Lewandowski, but that's the guy. Everyone's like, okay, that's the up and coming guy, right? You got him.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, any of us would have taken him out of our club. We would have. So
Yeah.
you got that guy. Now it's like, okay, you got to get a W. I mean, like
Absolutely. Yeah.
there is even if it's a domestic cup. Like I'm gonna be real, anything, you got to get something. You have to.
Yeah. I say this, that even if it's an FA, I think we could very much achieve the FA Cup. I think we could win the League Cup. I think those are definitely winnable for us. I mean, it doesn't matter to me if we get like Liverpool or Man City or Chelsea or we got you guys, and I thought, I mean,
Yeah.
when we got United in the FA Cup, I thought I was okay with that. Looking back, it didn't go well. So
Yeah.
I do think we have to have better depth as well in the team. I mean, you'll notice as well, but when you have to rotate the squad, it's all good having depth, but it has to be good quality depth. You can't just have players that aren't going to step in, because we've really shown it last season that that was our problem. So, yeah, I think for me, like I said, we've got to win something next season. We've got achievable goals. I mean, I don't want to finish second, but if we won trophies, we're going to be happy. That's what it's about, really. I wanted to ask you as well about your score prediction. You said a draw. What is it? 1-1 you're going for?
2-2.
Oh, 2-2. Yeah, I think it will be quite. I think the game obviously will be quite a close one. Yeah, I think it's because we're away from home as well. As you said, our record isn't always the best. So I'm with you. I'm going like 2-1, 1-1. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a draw, to be honest.
Yeah, no.
Um, that's the thing as well. I mean, this is a good point here. I mean, winning the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup isn't enough for me this season. And it's hard because with a lot of Arsenal fans, they either want the league,
I
the
don't think we
Champions
can
League.
get a Champions League. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know.
I think I just don't. It's so tough, really, because I do think Arteta is like a little bit of the problem with his
Yeah.
decisions. Because I remember one season, Havertz was in midfield and he put him up top, and then it all changed, and it's taken Arteta a lot of time to realise these things. And I think to myself, he's very he takes with maybe other managers it wouldn't take them a lot of time, and Arteta's done a lot better than what I thought anyway. But I do agree. I think it's hard. I mean, I would be happy with an FA Cup and the League Cup. I would want to win both, but I just
Yeah.
generally don't know what we can do. I
Yeah.
mean, the league, especially if City are getting Rodrigo, and obviously if Liverpool getting Isak, I think that with what we have now probably won't be enough. So I think
Yeah.
for Arsenal, it's going to be really tough.
I think
Going.
too, you have to take into account. I know it's kind of sounding like an excuse, but I think your players can have a mental block as well when it comes to these big high stakes situations. And I feel like a lot of times your players will kind of crumble under those really high pressure situations. So that's why I think a domestic cup could help their mentality. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah,
it will take the pressure off. Like,
I agree.
oh, we did it. We got a trophy. All right. Like now, when it comes to like, I mean, again, that could sound like an excuse, but I think that's super real. Like, think about all the times you guys have been put into situations where you could get a trophy, or you're that close, and then it just falls apart. And you guys
Yeah,
like, so I think like your players just need to get through that mental block as well, because I think that's a really real thing.
yeah. I do agree. I think I know it's not big. I know it's fans. And it's not the best, but if you won an FA Cup and we've won an FA Cup next season, as you said, mentally the team have won something and they've actually done it. They might think to themselves, next season we could win even more. I think there's definitely that. I think when you've not won stuff in a while, it's like you said, mentally it can be hard. I mean, I remember when we won the Community Shield actually, a few seasons back. I know that season, Timber got injured and which
Yeah.
wasn't great, but I think mentally that really meant a lot to them at that time, because I know it's not a trophy, it's sort of like a starter of the season, but I think when you win, even if it's a smaller trophy, like you said, mentally it does help these players, and it's crazy because I do think I think finishing in a respectable place is important, but you look at the end of the season, it's about what you've won as a club. And even United have had, not finished great in the league, but they've been able to win stuff. If you look at it like and as an outsider, why do you think it is that obviously United have won stuff, but Arsenal haven't been able to? Because it's weird in my head because we've finished second, and on paper that is better than where United are, but we
Yeah.
seem to really struggle in these cup games for some reason.
Yeah. Again, I think it like when it comes down to United, the way I look at it is like that's just our DNA. But again, it comes down to our players too. Like it sucks that we lost the Europa League, but our team was so bad in league form, but we went undefeated in Europe. That's so crazy. Until the end, like until that final, we hadn't lost in Europe. So again, I just think it comes down to like maybe club philosophy, but I truly think that's on the players at that point too. Like
Yeah.
not saying that they should have figured it out in the league, but and I would say too, you can't discredit too that a lot of league play and not league play, championships is a lot of luck too, because it depends on who
Yeah.
you get drawn up against. And so we could have had some luck in some instances with who we got drawn with, and we were able to go further. And if you're Arsenal, and you're getting Man City, then you're getting all these hard teams. It's going to be a little bit more difficult for you to get to the final
Yeah.
as well. So it's like luck and then kind of
Yeah.
mentality on top of it.
Yeah, I mean, we had Liverpool in. I think we had them in like the third round, fourth round, and I think it does. I do agree with you. I think it helps having maybe we've had Preston at times. We've had lower league teams, which has helped, and that's what we want. But I think, as we said, I think when you have a Liverpool or whoever you get that's a tougher team, I think you just have to accept that. And I know it's hard. You look at other teams that have had easier draws, but I think you have to just say to yourself, you know what, this is it. We're gonna have to deal with it. And
Yeah.
I think we just have to have a strong backup team, to be honest with you, because obviously the football that you're gonna play, I mean the Champions League as well. I was actually surprised when we got to semi-final. I didn't think we'd win the Champions League because I think the team we have is more of a Premier League sort of team. But
Mm.
I don't know how we'll do in the Champions League this season. I think it helped us last season. I mean, facing Madrid, I didn't think it would be that easy. I thought it was quite an easy win, like a comfortable win for us. But I think this season, in the Champions League, it's going to be completely different. As you said, you need a bit of luck. But yeah, I think like I said, if we get Eze, I would feel more confident that we could do something. But I think I'll go to Spurs with how slow it's going for us at the moment. I'm not feeling really confident. A quarter final and a semi final back to back after years out of Europe isn't bad. It's improving, but obviously we want to take that next step. Yeah, with Champions League for Arsenal next season, we obviously got to a semi final. Do you think we'll get to a semi final again? Do you think we could reach a final, or do you think we're just not there yet?
That's a good question. I don't know if I can answer that right now. I think it just depends. It depends on. I think I'd have to see everybody play a little bit more because you have to take into
Yeah,
account Real Madrid could look a little bit different this season. There's a lot of teams that could actually perform quite well. So I definitely think you guys could get to close to the end. I just can't say Final Four or anything like that. So
yeah, yeah. I do hope we could, get to a similar stage or get to a final. But obviously, the league is the one I'd love to win. But yeah, hopefully Arsenal will obviously do good. Obviously, guys, we'll wrap the show up in a couple of minutes. If anyone does want to send in any more questions, we're more than happy to obviously answer them as well. Obviously, guys, do make sure you're subscribing to Sunshine's channel, and of course, if you're watching, obviously make sure you're liking and subscribing. I wanted to actually ask you a bit about United before we do wrap the show up. But for you, maybe it's not a signing that you brought in, but which player for United do you think will stand out the most or be the most important player for you this season?
I love this question. Honestly, I think Patrick Dorgu could be very impactful. Like I think the energy that he brought on that left wing back position was really great in preseason. I would say he could be like a very I'd say he could be most improved and like really be a key position for us that people wouldn't expect.
Yeah,
Because he just wasn't like that last season and didn't play as much. So I think Dorgu, if he plays the way they did in preseason at 100%, he would be somebody that I think would shock a lot of people
yeah,
with the impact that he has for our attack, because he was just very confident and aggressive, and it was great to see. So that's what I would say.
I love that. I've also got someone sent in a question here about the attack. Obviously, big up to the chat. I'm just going to go through your comments. But to Ravi. Ravi said here, question: thoughts on how both teams will stop any attacks? What do you think for United? How they will do in like attacks?
I would say we have to make sure that we take away your midfield presence. If we can find a way to stop you guys from utilizing a Declan Rice to advance the ball through the midfield, that will be key, because I think that would limit, what you could have going forward, especially in that midfield. I think us being able to contain your midfield would help us the most, because that's where we lack.
Yeah.
And then I think, honestly, I love our defensive line. And so here's the thing. If we can contain you in the midfield, that helps our defensive line, because they won't have to overcompensate. And usually that's how they get in trouble, because they're trying to play too much. Like Euro's going too far up, he's going too far back, because they're trying to overcompensate for the fact that our midfield is so bad. So if we can find a way to contain, if Ugarte can do really well, that's why I think we started Ugarte, to kind of bully, in a sense, Rice, be physical with him. That would be key for us. It's stopping your attack in that midfield. If we do that, I think we give ourselves a chance to stay in the match and, contain you guys more,
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think that's the biggest thing for us.
Yeah. Oh, God, for us, it'd be interesting, because someone said here, we've got a lot of players to watch out for. I think Remo and Kuno are the ones I'd probably say I'm more cautious of the most. I mean, Bruno definitely as well. He's definitely done great with scoring against us. I think for me as well, like, I think defensively, I think we're quite strong defensively, but I think again the midfield's going to be important for this game, because like obviously our midfield's so different to what it was last season, and Rice is. It's really hard to Rice, because Rice is someone that definitely he's better playing more forward than, just being defensive. So I think he's much better forward. Obviously with Zubimendi, he's been great in pre-season, but this is obviously the real test now, and I think we can definitely win this game in the midfield as well. Obviously, we have to rely on the attack to really do the job, but I think obviously, I think defensively we're pretty good. What I will say is, though, I think Raya has had a few little moments, coming out with his goal, and that's the only bit I'm a little worried about. He hasn't done that too much, actually, in the Premier League, but he does have those moments that I just think to myself, like, what are you doing? Like, he comes out.
He does do that every now and then. He does. Yeah. You're right.
But to be honest, like, it's not. I can't remember a time now he's done that. Looking back, and we've been okay. But I think in pre-season, I do worry. I hope he's learning from that.
The last time he did something crazy, was it PSG? I feel like it was.
Do I do remember a game. I can't remember now, but there will be a time that last season where Rice has done something like that.
Yeah.
But not Rice, sorry, Raya. But I'm not like sitting here worried about it, but I think we just have to think about that as well. I just wanted to answer this and I'll wrap the show up. I don't know if you saw this, but Tony Adams, I didn't watch the whole interview, but he just briefly said that Arteta should obviously take the captaincy of Odegaard, give us Declan Rice if we want to win the league. And I think obviously it's hard, because Odegaard isn't a captain, like the usual like Van Dijk, or I don't know whoever you want to compare him to, but it's difficult, because Rice would be the perfect captain, but then would it be disruptive if you take it off Odegaard? Like, I just don't know what we should do about that.
This is where a good manager is key, because let's be real, Harry Maguire was captain, right? He got that stripped from him, and he completely did a 180 and was a 100% better for us.
Yeah.
It's all about how Arteta manages this. I don't think losing the captaincy is something you should be ashamed of, personally.
Yeah.
If you're told, we want you to focus, because here's my thing. If Arteta goes to Odegaard and says, listen, I know you've been struggling a bit. We really value you. We really need you to step up. Right now, I need you to focus on you. You need to focus on you and how you perform. That way, that's why I'm going to give the captaincy to Rice, because I feel like Rice can carry himself and others right now. And there is nothing wrong with that. You tell Odegaard, focus on yourself. That's it. Maybe that will relieve pressure off of him. You don't, because I feel like people don't understand. Being a captain is very hard. Like, all eyes are on you. You have to focus on your players. You're talking to the ref. You have to do a bit more in the match than I think people, well, I'm sure people know, but like, it's just a lot on you. And I don't think Odegaard can handle that right now. So I think if Arteta could do that, I think it could actually turn around better for him. It could, because then he's like, oh, I just need to go play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I think it can be hard. I mean, as a captain, especially if you're a captain of like United, Arsenal, whoever you're captain of, but I think it can make you feel like the weight of the world, is on your shoulders, you're stressed. And I remember when Xhaka was our captain, he was probably the captain without being the captain. Like, people better being leaders but not the actual captain. I think with Declan Rice, he's obviously, West Ham, he's obviously his experience, he's been there, and I think he could deal with that pressure that comes to it. And in interviews he comes out a lot. I know, to be honest, I remember with Aubameyang, he never came out in interviews, and that was so weird. I thought, we've never really had a strong captain in a long time, for me, I'd say. But I think it's hard, like you said, Arteta, you'd have to say it. If Arteta was going to make that decision, you'd have to say it a certain way to Odegaard,
Right.
because it could be quite, it might be hard to hear, really. But I think for Odegaard, it's about him playing how he used to be. Because do you know what I do think with him? Like, does he believe in himself sometimes? Like, with his scoring, I think he can actually score outside the box, but he sort of hesitates and doesn't do it. And I think to myself, like, I do think Odegaard is a good player. I'm not saying that he's probably the best sort of attacking midfielder in the league, but I think he's a decent player. And I think people might disagree with that, but he's had a bad season. People saying sell him, I wouldn't sell him, but I think as a captain, it's another conversation, because he's not a captain. Obviously, for me, is someone that would just step up and get you through games, and not every game, but like Rice has done that. So I would definitely do that. I just have one last question for you before we wrap the show up. Sunshine, would you make Mount the United captain?
Absolutely not.
I love the question. I was like,
absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
Yeah. It's hard with captains nowadays. You just have the right personality as well. But being a captain, it's a lot of responsibility, especially for club United and Arsenal. It is a lot. I just wanted to read out people's score predictions as well before I wrap the show up. 1-1, Doug says, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. These games of Arsenal United do usually get hyped a lot. This game's got a draw written all over. I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't.
Yeah, like, I always want them to be so good, but like, they're not. Like, usually, at Old Trafford, I will say, because you guys tend to play really well at the Emirates. But like, it could be a hit or miss, honestly.
Yeah, I'm excited though. It's good to talk about it, because it feels like it's actually going to happen soon. But it's nice to have the Premier League back as well. Obviously,
I'm nervous though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I am nervous, but I forgot this feeling.
I'm not ready for the stress that's going to happen. I've not missed that about the Premier League. I've not missed the stress of watching Arsenal. I'll say that it's been a nice summer to just have a rest.
And I think too, because so many teams have made, I think a lot of teams have made good improvements outside of like Newcastle being absolutely destroyed and like some other teams losing like their whole team. Like, the top 6, I would say, have made significant changes, I would say, to like whether
Yeah.
it's their manager with Spurs and then like certain lineup changes, especially with Liverpool. And I think if these other rumored signings come through, like I think it'll be a really fun season.
Yeah, I'm excited to see like the top four as well, like the top six teams as well. I think it's going to be a really competitive league. As we said, a lot of teams have made changes, so I'm excited. I really am to see what's going to happen. Obviously, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show today. Before we go, obviously, Sunshine, you do have your own channel. Do you want to just tell people a bit about your channel as well and what you do?
Yeah, so thank you again for having me, Sophie. Just love spending time with you, and excited to get another season started. So thanks for having me. Make sure you guys support her and like her stream. I have my weekly Man United stream with Sophia's football talk. So that will be tomorrow, and then I actually have been doing a bullet journal, which sounds crazy, but I've made like a whole journal to, I guess, scrapbook and document the season. So I will be posting that hopefully tomorrow, just of the setup of it. So that'll be a lot of fun. So
I love that, and yeah, please do obviously check out her channel. It's in the description as well. But yeah, obviously, hopefully we'll have it. It won't be a boring game. Hopefully, the game will be quite exciting. But yeah, thank you as well to everyone that has watched the show, commented, or obviously gave us some questions. It's been lovely to chat with all of you today. Obviously, big up to Sunshine for coming on my channel.
yeah.
And yeah, obviously, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe to this channel, and obviously do subscribe as well to the Sunshine channel. And yeah, I will obviously see you on my next video. Bye, guys.
Bye.